Okay. Alright, so this is Copy Kitty. In this game, you can copy abilities from defeated enemies. Combine up to 3 to make a super weapon. There's 10 combinable weapons, and a bunch that aren't. See a lot of them throughout this run. This here is the Flame Talisman. It'll add damage over time to our attacks, and won't take up a weapon slot, because it isn't itself a weapon. Here's Wave that goes through walls. Here we'll see a triple weapon, which are quite powerful. If you ever want to see what weapons I have, you can always look in the upper left. They'll usually combine in logical ways. Alright, every 5th shot this guy fires is a spread shot, like that. Try to pull him closer to this wall, because now I have to drive it. It's very slow, so we try to avoid using it. This stage forces us to. There, I set up the shots, this shot's a spread shot, so I can take care of that one enemy. Since otherwise it's pretty low and I can't shoot it easily. Alright, so weapons don't always combine in perfectly logical ways. For instance, Quick plus Lightning makes Blade. Lightning Tornado makes this Lightning Strike. Screwed up a little bit. That prevents me having to enter this room. And another special combo we'll see here. This time a triple. Summon Dragon. Okay. Its pathing is a little unreliable, as you can kind of see. Yeah. That was pretty slow. I screwed up the pathing on the dragon. Anyway, here I can try to go for kills there. They'll help with the combo meter. When the combo meter is full, we get much higher rate of fire and lower ammo consumption. It's very powerful, so try to get it if it's convenient. Here, I just kind of tank most of this boss's attacks. Usually tanking there are just pretty bad in this game, but it's good in this case. Try to set up a loop here between the ceiling and floor. Doesn't always work perfectly, but as long as it doesn't hit one of the side walls, that's the real big thing I want to avoid. That was the boss's weapon I was copying, by the way. A lot of bosses will give you the weapon when they get lower on health, sometimes from the beginning. Here you see the power of the split weapon, as well as its first appearance. Also there, I got hit by that one enemy. It has a freezing effect. It's one of the worst things that can happen, so we want to avoid that. I did that kick too late, I think. Anyway, here's basic tornado. Fires straight up. Deals decent damage. But it's a little awkward to use on its own, so we try to combine it as much as possible. Like this. Excuse me? Kick came out wrong. Okay, so here is a Yogg. They take a while to give us weapons, so we get to show some basic Boki Beam and Kitty Kick strats. The attacks are actually called that. And some reflect strats. My combo is way too low. Jeez, that wasn't good. I should mention, but it's not good. So the kick will destroy projectiles, and if we hit the center of the projectile, it'll reflect it instead. It also does a little more damage than the Boki Beam, but it's usually not good for attacking. Ah. Here we have water. It'll power up lightning weapons, multiply the projectiles from wave weapons. I don't think the projectile thing applies to wave lightning combos. Here we'll see wave on its own, firing double shots. It actually makes aiming a little difficult because its basic angle is no longer there, because they split in a V shape. But that's most of all we're going to see of water. Doesn't appear much in the main game. Here's a solo weapon. It's all on the boss. This one's Typhoon. Oh, I know how to use that strat. Also has a Hadouken in addition to the uppercut. Just to hit that guy. Well, haven't ended up using the Vacuum Blast strat in a while. But if I happen to get the Crab's weapons, I have to use that instead of my normal strat. So this boss is invincible until he destroys this orb, but the orb drops a weapon when it attacks, so I want to let it do that. Then destroy it. These are girders that deal damage over time to anything they latch onto. And the whip is high DPS. Okay, that was a little awkward. I did things in the wrong order. I'm supposed to get full combo before firing girders. I shouldn't mention things like that. Getting back into that habit. Anyway, the fight's not over yet. We can place some girders while we're waiting. They deal less damage in this phase, but they're still very good. Boss got away from me a bit. Yeah, I can mention that at least. Alright, the boss is defeated. Now the forest is on fire. So we have to do something about that. We don't really see any of the plot because speedrun mode skips all the cutscenes. Here's lava. It makes eruptions when you hit it with explosions. Alright, nice. Got the reflect. I don't count on that one. It's not very reliable. It's not random or anything, it's just hard. That Typhoon had fire properties. Like the one that had ice before it. Wow, what? I didn't even see what hit me. I tend not to. There. Quick tornado, by the way, lets you aim the tornado. Forgetting to mention that earlier. When I start that stage. Alright, there's a little Easter egg weapon right at the start. You can use it to get some kills as well. Alright, by drill kicking the balls and taking damage, or drill kicking into this wall, you can reset the cooldown on Typhoon. And use it more than we're supposed to. probably get squished by that guy in a real run. That'd be funny. Boss switches the arena between water and fire, so it conveniently puts out the fire. That drill kick I used, it does pretty high damage. Well, decent damage. Fully invincible, pierces enemies. Bounces off walls. Very useful for combat and movement. Here at oil. It's like lava, but we can swim in it. Oh, come on. Resisted the urge to reset the level, at least. These guys have shields that we have to kind of shoot around. Can make it very awkward. I have a particular plan on that level, and if I get off the sink, it kind of screws me up a lot. Use the eruption to take all those guys out. That damage boost is alright. Use that to avoid going over there. Alright. I've seen this before, but this is plasma. It can pierce through enemies. It's a very good weapon. Here we have remote. You can fire a mine and then detonate it with the kick button. Can't kick while a mine is out because of that. Explode will make it explode when it touches something as well. I didn't need that guy. So used to it being dead that I killed it out of habit. Anyway, you usually detonate the explode remote combos manually anyway, save a little time. Alright. Let's stomp this guy into the spikes. There, we have a kick shot. If you kick right before the shot comes out, it'll come out of the kick hitbox. We can use to get through thin walls. Alright, here's the alcohol again. Yeah, I got it. I don't count on that reflect. It is very difficult. Drill kick reflects are not intended. It just happens on the first and last frame of the drill kick. So even more finicky than a normal reflect. Here we have chemical. We can grow the reaction by feeding it and keep it going forever. It's good for hitting enemies that are very spread out. Missed the cycle there. Wait, what? Did I not kill the first one? Hi, 404. Alright, there I use iframes you get in starting the level. Position would do that enemy. Enemies earlier also blow up the oil with their own fire attack, which is pretty neat. Alright, here we have rocks. Kicking creates rocks that are distributed randomly. There we actually want one of them to hit because we need the extra damage. And we got it. It's a pretty high chance of working. Usually doesn't miss. Alright, sequence break here. This orange barrier is supposed to block our shots. We can detonate the shot on the wall above it, and the explosion will reach through. We use chemical to take out the rest of the targets down there, so we don't have to go there. Okay. Well, I tried to position an enemy to set up a reaction there that hits this guy and everyone else. Also, somehow didn't pick up a single other weapon. This run's being a little messy. That's okay. Here we have jellies. We saw one earlier. Bounce off them with kicks. Power kick will make us bounce higher. We don't really see a lot of strats that do that though. Well, there's one here. Getting my position weird there. Missed. Anyway, plasma is very useful here at the end of the stage. Piercing through those enemies, taking them all out. This boss just kind of does what it wants. It sort of reacts to your position, but can't really control it very well. Oh, stay over there. I'll come this way. Okay, he's not gonna come this way. We can get double hits with these bouncy lasers, but they have a delay before they can hit a second time. So... oh, there was one. We had to set up some tricky bounces to make that work. Here, I can disperse some crystal light shots in between the chemicals. As long as we don't buff the action, we can just add on extra damage with the other weapon. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that should do it. I played that very safe. I'm trying to touch a particular point to spawn one of these guys early, so he'll be grouped with the others. Unfortunately, I made this guy turn around, but he does soon enough anyway. It's got a pretty complicated enemy manipulation that you don't really notice unless you played the game a lot. Alright, here we have dynamite. Explodes on a fixed timer. I can also reposition it by kicking it. I keep failing to run under that guy. I need to go forward a little sooner. That was not part of the commentary. Here we have TNT. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna try that again. Explodes on a timer after we kick it. I shouldn't have reset there. Wasn't really worth it. Pierces iframes as well, so we can't just drill kick through it or anything. Ah. Come on. I'm overthinking this reflect. Okay. So, we don't have dynamite, so we just reflect the enemy's dynamite. To avoid having to go to the left side of the stage. That was probably still faster. Maybe not. I don't remember how long that stage takes normally. I usually don't miss the reflect, so it's usually not an issue. Right, this guy can absorb a weapon. It'll give him an attack and more HP. I knew I should have fired one more shot. I don't know their exact health, but I do have a feeling that's usually pretty accurate. I can also steal the weapons while they're absorbing them. That was nice. Gotta remember to just point out when I do things well. Okay, these guys get powered up if they touch the lava or get set on fire in any other way. So we try to prevent that. That guy lived. Right. See, this guy got the power boost. I was hoping that would be like perfectly cut off, but didn't time it quite right. Here's the drill robot we've been seeing. We get to fight it for real now. Okay, we can kind of predict where it goes. It won't repeat locations. It'll alternate between those outer locations and these inner ones. And it will try not to go where we are when it's going to an inner location. I'll try this. And I knew it'd be here next, because he was out of options. And I blocked this one up here, so we'd go down there. 34 is really good. Alright, here we have penguins. They aren't random, but might as well be. They're very chaotic. That was quick. I can get stuck in that room for a while, especially if I miss the first kick, which I have pretty consistent. I don't really have a cue for it though, it's just like an internal thing I time. An internalized timing, I should say. I can use the penguins to our advantage sometimes, if they decide that it's okay. They can also be very much for a disadvantage though. Can't trust them. Okay, just bouncing some shots around before this guy reaches me. This is the second rideable enemy, the Dingrox. The other one is called the Beers. I keep forgetting to mention that, I kind of need to earlier. This guy. I usually try to avoid riding the Dingrox as well, but we'll be forced to a couple times. 33:15, that's pretty fast for that stage. No, I need a different weapon than that. Alright, need trick dynamite here in a second. If I get it. Normally it's just to start that TNT chain from the left and wait for it to reach the wall. But we do like that, we don't have to wait. Alright, that should work. Yeah, precise dynamite position to kill all three of those shield guys. Alright, leave a dynamite behind for that guy. And just use the sword for everything else. Right, just gotta grab some weapons here before we can really fight this guy. Get Rampage Blade, short reach and high damage. Wasted one. Stop making mistakes. Come on. This is awkward. I don't want to be down there. Alright. So you saw there's TNT down there. I can get the boss to trigger it by landing on it. Since it tries to land on me. Yeah, we're gonna have to 3-cycle this. Wow, 4-cycle. Come on. Things can get a little awkward there if you can't get your positions right at the start of that phase. Alright, more start of the level iframes here to go through these buzzsaws. Alright, grabbing that plasma through the conveyor belt is a little tricky. I don't fully understand how it works. I usually get it though. Here we have circuit boxes. No trigger mechanisms attached to them. Use a kick shot there to only have to hit one. Alright, more width for high DPS. Can't really get close enough for lightning to work well. Cut those a little close. Alright. Circuit boxes do require lightning weapons, and they also damage enemies. Alright, there's a Dingrox that spawns on a timer, so we go up here to get some weapons while we're waiting. Get back down there on time. Set a trap. Drop remote. This Electro Ball has higher DPS than the other combo shot. And it's more convenient to deal with these enemies that are spread out. Make these guys teleport to fixed locations. So just wait for this guy. Black his attack right as he spawns there. Got that jump. Yeah. Can I still make this? Maybe. No. I knew he'd get away, so I just prepared for that. Alright, here we have Bustle Roll and Super Speed. Two things we've seen before, but now they're together. Bustle Roll disobeys gravity and does high damage to enemies we roll through. Super Speed makes us faster. Also makes us bounce off the jellies with its shockwave. We don't see too much of those things, unfortunately. Once he hits a certain health threshold, he drops Supernova. Lets us finish the fight instantly. It's actually a good one. That one's pretty random. Here we'll see Power Kick again. If I actually collect it. Hello? I kicked him right at that. Kind of at the mercy of the penguins in that level. Here we have barriers. The orange ones block shots, as you've seen before. Green ones block us from moving that way. The lightning ones just hurt. Destroying these enemies will destroy the barriers they're connected to. Let me out. Right. Drop this bounce here to get quick. Prism Blade. That's a long reach. Lets us hit that guy through that block. So we can just make one loop around the level. Here you'll see me kill some extra enemies just to build a combo at the end of the level. See, that guy's supposed to get killed. I'll still have the combo for this though. Well, I would have if I hadn't screwed up my movement. That jump out of the buzzsaw roll was actually tricky. The window where you can jump is not where you expect it to be. This ball takes critical damage if we hit it in the head. This should still be fine. Yeah, okay. Just kind of okay to tank through that. Ha! Predicted. My movements kind of generally tend to make the boss go where I want it to, but it is random, so it's not entirely guaranteed. It just avoids being where I am most of the time when it chooses where to move. I fought it long enough to improvise around it though. Anyway, this guy's angry that we destroyed the factory, so he's gonna take us to prison. Very high security prison, as you can see. Get a knife. I don't know why that guy lived. Here we have Paradox Gear. Another variant of gears. I'm just happy I didn't show off the Harvester weapon again. It's embarrassing when that happens. These are alarms. They spawn enemies that we have to kill. Stage won't end if there's alarm enemies present. Usually alarms will also close gates, so we can't proceed anyway. Not always, though. Alright, we have angels here. They make shields that protect enemies and push us away. We can just damage through them if we're fast enough at healing it. And plasma will pierce through them. Just dump this guy in the spikes real quick. Just to get him out of the way. Now Sage will force an alternate route if you get hit by any of the alarms. So it's very important not to. Alright, here we do a sequence break. The enemy can shoot through walls. So, get some help from the enemy. One of those kicks reflected 2 shots. That's impressive. The shots will come at a random angle, so it's really tricky to get the reflex consistently. This stage takes like a full minute if you don't do that, so we can attempt it a few times and still save time. Use Neo Aurora Star. It's very big and does a lot of damage. Need to go back for one of those guys. I'll do this first, for combo reasons. That's unfortunate when it happens. Alright, another Yog Ball. This one takes a pretty long time to drop the weapon. It's a unique weapon this time, Radio Pulse. Deals more damage the further it travels. So try to shoot it from far away. Use Power Kick to get through this level quickly. And use that split combo to avoid it visiting those rooms. Need to see my weapons? You can always look in the upper left, see what I have. Hey, hello. Swerve. Person. Okay, that was weird. I'm gonna try that again. I don't know why I was off cycle there. There we go. Kick these chains to get a bunch of free kills. Dumping enemies into spikes. Okay, get the 3rd shot. If I miss that plasma shot on that target, I have to bounce off one of that enemy's shots to get up there. Usually I had to go for one before that one, but I knew I was too late, so I waited for another one. Alright, here you're supposed to use this guy to climb up to the other floor, but we can just drill kick a wall. Completely skip it. Alright. This guy fires this big orb here. It explodes when we destroy it and can damage the boss, like this. I go for a reflection on missile there. Didn't quite get it. Yeah. Okay. Taking him out creates this wormhole, which we can use to escape from prison. This game's just a little over the top, in case you haven't noticed. Okay. Here we have a freeze talisman. It'll make enemies stop in place, well, or slow them down dramatically at least. We don't want it here, actually, so I avoid it. These glitch sheep teleport to fixed locations when they've taken enough damage. I have them all memorized, of course. Get out of here. I try to hit him with a split shot there. Doesn't always work. It's a pretty tight window to actually hit it. And you need to aim it in the right direction. Fire at the right time in your jump. It's hard. Alright. Here we can use this combined weapon to copy these shadow enemies' attack. Some enemies use combo weapons as their main attack. They usually only drop one component as the combo though. Sometimes they'll drop both though. Right, grab super speed here again. Use the shockwave bouncing off jelly to reach the top quickly. Earlier it was an inconvenience, but here it helps us. This guy can't really deal with us if we're above him. He has to use the charge attack and doesn't have time. Ooh, that was actually pretty close to the way you're supposed to do that. Alright, supposed to go through those wormholes to dodge that attack. This wormhole pulled me in. Neat level. We have micro levels representing the worlds we've been to already. Wave is right there, but we still use kick shots anyway. If I don't miss them. It's okay to miss one though. I need that. I hate when that happens. Shouldn't have drill kicked that, I should have just sorted. Why? Come on, Rampage Blade, make me a path. Ah, I bounced. I tried to damage all the sheep so I don't have to chase any of them. But there I had an extra Rampage Blade so I could finish that one off quickly at least. push that guy over here. So we kill it, start charging as we fall. It's just a goofy level where you blow up a bunch of penguins, but it still has strats. You can get a boost off this wormhole here. It's kind of tricky to do without accidentally getting stuck in it. I do need to do that to avoid having the enemies teleport, though. It's not a big deal if they do. Just want to save as much time as I can. Well, how did it not reach that guy? And here we get a choice of lots of weapons, including all 10 basic weapons. Grab this one because it hits a wide area and is pretty ammo efficient. Oh, that's a bad place to equip lightning, huh? I couldn't fire yet because lightning was still on cooldown. We switched to Downbringer there. We don't really want Downbringer, but we want a weapon that we'll need plasma for. Oh, come on. Wrong. This weapon. I salvaged that pretty well. Left the fountain of power-ups on the conveyor belt. It's pretty funny. Take that bow 2 more times. Got it. Alright, we try to just sneak past these shields by standing very close to the boss. Normally it's just to use the fact that then blocking a hit stuns them. So you make them block 2 of your weapons and hit with the 3rd one. I don't bother with that though. Alright, the boss powers up the weapons, so we get a power up too. So now we can just break the shields. Why'd I jump? Pretty sure I could have just crouched under that. Okay. Try to get a reflect here. Wow, I got it. I don't expect to succeed at that. I space things carefully so that guy will land on the flail when he's walking down there. It's pretty tricky to do. Alright, we have smaller versions of the boss here. They each carry 1 of these weapons. You need the weapons to hurt them. Or else plasma will also hurt them, as well as blade. I have to save that. Why is it always replay 5? When I get records, it's almost always on replay 5 that it saves it. Game saves the last 10 levels. Anyway, here's Shuriken Bomb. I need to finish that guy. What? Ah! Okay. Level got away from me a bit. It's fine. You turn that ambush back around on the enemies by just setting some remotes and waiting for them to converge. Finally, got the 2-shot. That's tricky to do. We're able to just stand behind that one. The other one's closer to the wall, so I can't do it on that side. And also I want to stay to the left so I can get there quicker. Anyway, here's the sequence break. bounce on that target, kick off the wall, and we get right over. These cannons will fire after it away once we hit the fuse of the fire weapon. Well, that's annoying. Is he gonna die? If that first enemy takes a step forward and the other one hasn't yet, then the cannonball doesn't hit them both. It's an unfortunate thing that can happen if you get there at exactly the wrong time. Any earlier or later, it won't do that. Alright, that flame talisman doesn't last long, so I had to apply fire to them all pretty quickly. If I do, it looks really smooth. I don't know why I went back to grab that. Wait, I could have just waited. Would have hit him from the return trip. Use these cannons to get some kills early on and collect some weapons that way. Bounce off this guy up here. Grab this flail. Or pike. Why did I say flail? These are very different things. We just use the pike once we have it, since it does more damage than other weapons. We can't get as many attacks in, but we can get more pikes in if we're just using it alone. Grab light plasma tucked away in this corner, because it's very useful in this level. How was that a drill kick? I swear it was on the ground. Scramble right here is one of the best weapons in the game. Just a spread shot of bouncy lasers that pierce enemies. Has everything you could need. I didn't fire a diagonal. It's not worth resetting over that, but I did it anyway. Really need to try to break that habit. I don't know, for a showcase run, getting the levels correctly is pretty valuable. Even if it costs me a little more time to do it. I'm just more comfortable usually resetting in some situations. Anyway, this sword has a lot of attacks. They charge over time into more powerful versions. I just use them in a fixed cycle so I can be sure they'll be fully charged when I use them. This guy's movement is pretty random. That was early. And that rising bolt. Oh, that was early too. Outplayed. That was just a lucky guess. Him going right into the vortex I fired beforehand. 55 isn't bad. That flame talisman will apply even if we grab it after we've already fired. Use it there to take out those enemies efficiently. Strong wind in these levels. It increases our movement speed a bit, which can be awkward. Also powers up the tornado weapon. You see more from weather effects in endless mode. They're showcased a little bit in the story. Oh, nice. I got all three. Also, I don't think I mentioned it in any of these runs, but the sheep that lose their wool will fly away. If they go off the top of the screen, they're just gone. So we don't have to kill them there if they do that. Nice. That's one of the trickier combos. Yeah, missed one. Got the reflect though. And he gave me good luck. That last move he did is the only random action he gets to take. Most oddballs will cycle through all their attacks in a fixed pattern before they do anything random. That one in particular takes a very long time to do anything random. Here we have low gravity. Make us jump higher and fall slower. Yeah. Here we'll see gravity switches. Ow. I found a way to improvise that. Right. Wow, I didn't make it out. Here we have high gravity, which does this. That's the meteor breaker. It's fully invincible. Does a lot of damage in a wide area. Only triggers if we fall far enough in high gravity. We take the space jump here to utilize it more effectively in this stage. Nice. Just kind of have to make a prediction on when that crab's going to be close enough to do that. Sometimes it's faster than hitting them both individually. We have time fields. Fast fields are actually pretty hard to control yourself in. So I mostly try to just stand still in them and get some increased rate of fire. We can dip into this fast time field to reduce our cooldown a little bit. Sequence break there. We can kick that enemy through the floor to avoid killing this other key enemy. There's a block to prevent me from doing that, but it's not wide enough. Well, since I picked it up on accident, you get to see it. I'm stuff. Well. Come on. If I could have just killed that last enemy, you would have seen that time stuff ends instantly when they all die. Use. Okay. I wasn't holding forward, I swear. I can use this crap. Hello? Hands, come on. I can use this crap as a platform to kick that ceiling more easily. It's called the crab elevator strat. Oh, the strat is called the crab elevator. Oh, that guy's alive. Plasma explode weapons have weird damage. Sometimes they'll deal the splash damage instead of the main damage, even though you hit the enemy directly with it. The splash damage does half damage on explode weapons. So you want to hit directly if you can. Ow! You gotta watch out for that more often. Ow. Only got hit once with the bunny swarm. That's uncharacteristic. Sequence break up to the left side with the gears there. Okay, we got 2 of them. Got all 3. Need to kill 2 of those bunnies to get ammo for next phase. This laser will just destroy them without dropping any ammo. So I gotta hit them myself. Save some crystal lights so I can kill another minion later and pick up another weapon. This. You can try to get some ricochet shots in there if the boss moves favorably. Alright. I can do a jump here to get an early hit. Need to use the meteor breaker to break the shield in this phase. That's that. Alright. Underworld 10 with a nice world transition here. Six shots. Okay, we use this small room to ricochet some shots around. We also used the fire hydrant to damage that gears earlier. We'll see more of that here. Oh dear. Didn't quite get the hydrant bounce I wanted. Fire hydrants deal very high damage and are active even off screen, which most of our weapons are not. They can be pretty helpful here, if a little hard to control. Need to consciously not stand so close to that ledge. That'll kill an enemy off screen. Here's the Uvo. Unlike the other vehicles, it doesn't make us invincible, but it's fast and it flies. Oh, relatively fast, I suppose. Got him. The guy doesn't normally get away like that. But I caught him. Alright. That's the first boss again, so I get to use the first boss's weapon again. And here we use this thing, Diabolic Portal. It pulls enemies in, deals damage to them. We can use it to completely immobilize that enemy. And kill it quickly as well. Just another slow Dingox level. We won't see another one. Here we have to avoid waking up these invincible Veers enemies. So we just kind of don't know where they are, like, at all. The rocks I make when I kick stuff don't affect them, thankfully. Right, one last use of start of the level iframes to jump right through that thing. They do deal a single point of damage if you hit them, and they have significant knockback. Their damage is kind of a joke normally, but for a speedrun, it's no joke at all. Lots of different penguin sizes shown off here. They can be very tricky to catch. Oh, that was actually good. I think I want to graze the edge of that platform. That was close to getting the quick kill that I go for on that guy. Come here. I tried to select explode again. I thought I'd broken that habit. Get out of here. I got the screen wrap chain kick again. Oh, hi, crab. If you saw that broken chain up there, I broke it when I kicked the left wall of the stage. Because that can screen wrap for some reason. It's like one of the only stages so that is possible, and I only found it recently, and now it keeps happening on accident. What I'm going too far left. This stage is very particular, so I do have to get the start right. Alright, with full combo we can use the supernova twice. I used that a little too early. Okay, it still worked. That's why we want two of them. Gotta kill some boss enemies in that stage. There's no better way. Okay. This boss has some punishing time losses, so hopefully I can get this well. Gotta break this face mask and then we can deal damage. We deal more damage after it's already fired the charge shot and actually has very high defense before then. Or like just takes reduced damage, I guess. These cannonballs are random, so they can screw me up. Fire an extra shot to get the 9 combo. Oh, come on. That was a 2-cycle. You can't fool me. I feel so cheated every time it happens. Oh, it's not a big deal as long as I don't fall off. Though it might give me ammo troubles here. Just use force here because we want to combine the plasma it's about to drop with lightning. We don't really want force anymore now. Okay, this should work out. Nice. Okay. I did that part perfectly, at least. Well, as perfectly as it needs to be. Alright. As with the normal size spheres, every 5th shot is a spread shot. So I do want to fire a couple shots here to set up a spread shot on the boss that's going to spawn. Spoilers. As opposed to all these former bosses that I just killed most of with a single lance swing. You don't have to kill all the enemies there, but the lance swing is to get rid of all the airborne enemies, because they can block my cannonballs if I'm unlucky. And the spread shot, right as we break the shield. And this orb hits an extra time if we jump for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But it's free damage, and actually makes the orb useful. We don't need it a 3rd time, so we don't use it again. That whole part's just a cutscene. The timer stops, and I lose control, so I just have a break, which is nice. I have a break during real runs because I stupidly put the split during the cutscene. But there's no good split cue before that, so what am I supposed to do? Right here we have ice, which lets us move very fast, and use this invincible spin attack, and I think this is fine. Just a little slower to finish that guy off if I don't grab explode. I had too much speed. I couldn't really get it. Speaking of speed, the ice lets you jump higher based on how fast you're going, which helps me get up there without having to use any ice cubes. Ah. Let me hit this guy, please. The cubes are a little awkward there. Like, they're not random, but depending on where I kick, they can arrange themselves differently. That can be awkward sometimes. Nice. That was actually decent. The stage can get really messy. Alright, we delay a bit so we'll get that one of those enemies out of my way so I don't land on it. Ah, didn't reach the switch in time. Try to reach the switch before the snowball can bounce off the gate. And the snowball was a penguin the whole time. The advanced score display I have turned on actually spoils it, because it adds penguin to my combo weapons when the cannonball hits something. Now I get a nice long cutscene for a break. I'm happy with it, because I don't normally get any more than 2 long cutscene breaks in the normal run. Into World 5 and right here. I can technically pause between any levels I want, because the timer's not running then, but feels like cheating to me. Alright. Reflect this dynamite very easily. Alright, we can set 2 cubes in this switch. so the gate will re-trigger after we pass through it. And skipping that last switch. Alright, we have different kind of penguins here. They try to return to their original location, and will do so more forcefully the further they get. They're like the opposite of the penguins, they're just aggressively anti-chaos. Come on. That thing's deterministic, but it's a little awkward to manipulate. You have to be pretty consistent in your positioning for it to behave in a consistent way. Alright, this sequence break is pretty tricky. The game tries to stop this one. There's like a trigger that forces the penguin to move back to its position without touching the switch. If it sees you going for the gate, I can kind of jump over it, but I do hit it partway through, so it still tries to stop me. It's just a little too late if I do it correctly. Alright, grab Rampage Blade here again to clear this last room quickly. Right, here we have Curse. Gotta reverse my controls and replace all of my weapons with snakes. Gotta wait out the timer here before I can use this cube. I find it easier to get the lava jump than to do an actual double jump there. You can jump off the surface of lava because it has swimming physics. You can normally swim it with the Flame Talisman, but you can still jump off the surface as if it was water. There's a demonstration of how that mini-boss enemy is supposed to be dealt with. Got that manipulation perfect. Right, I get cube here, do another cube stack. Had to reposition to make sure the cube would land on the switch. Alright, we can skip the lower left room because this gate's still open when it shouldn't be. We have to hold it closed so this guy can walk on it though, because we need to drop him down. But having the gate toggled there actually makes that way easier. And more optimal, because we can jump off the switch and start moving forward earlier. Normally you'd have to press the switch to drop him. There goes the other wall. But he's back. Stronger than ever. Very important here that I do not take damage during this fight. Our weapon upgrades as he gets stronger. It gets stronger. Oh, why would you do that? Why are you dumb? Well, we'll see why I didn't want to get hit. Ooh. Surprise. Not over. Alright. So because I took damage, I have to get hit here. This guy curses you. Phoenix Flare just turns into Hollow Zero though, doesn't turn into snakes. If I had the weapon menu turned on, I could show that its description says, at least it's not snakes. Anyway. We have to die to get the weapon, but if we don't get hit, we can get the weapon without dying. It's just an Easter egg put in the game to make the speedrun not have a dumb intentional death. But it relies on me to not get hit. So you have to actually be pretty good at this fight. This rank in 103. That's nice. I feel like my time losses were more spread out this time than they have been in past runs. A lot of the time I'll just have like a couple really bad stages and lose a ton of time, but here it seems like it's more small time losses. Which is good, that's what I want. Only small time losses. Anyway, we're on to the final world. Oh well, please let me hit the enemies. Blocked with his hand. The shields are a little weird. Alright, these guys will die instantly if we hit them while they're charging at us. I can't believe I walked under that missile. Tornado plus remote combos can also be aimed. Much like the quick tornado combos. The enemies in this world have custom weapons. It's a feature of the level editor. Mixes up some of the enemies for the final world. You jump to avoid getting stunned by that shutter slamming down. You try to position precisely so it can hit with all 3 shots of this attack, while also being safe. Oh no, I got hit by that explosion. I'm losing real time. I don't use real time in this game at all. One of my splits missed the wall. Help. Okay. Help. Oh, I forgot to mention you had to kick the shield enemies into walls to break the shields. Well, thankfully if I go too early on that reflect, the cannonball just goes over my head. If I get too late, I will get hit though. That guy's supposed to fire earlier. Well, you got to see that crate contains an Easter egg cube weapon. It is not useful to me. Wow, let's go right through the crates. I get to use the cannon in this guy. I have no regard for Boki's safety during this. I'll stand right in that laser if it means I get to do damage. Oh, come on. You just had to do it, didn't you? Those shield guys can get right in the way and they'll be in a position where you can't even hit them into a wall. It's kind of terrible. Anyway, there's just one core left before we can take out this ship. Those guys' explosions don't hurt you if you get the crit kill. I don't think I got the spawn. Oh, I did. Didn't hear it. The left cannon guy. I try to position properly so he'll spawn early. Perfect Thunder, he was a pretty cool weapon. You get to see right at the end of the game. Now we get Mega Missile again from the last stage, and we can fight the core with it. Why do you do this to me? Like, he has a 1 in 3 chance of doing those horizontal barriers, and it does them so often. At least it should have a 1 in 3 chance. I would assume they're all equal. Anyway, you get iframes every time you fire a Mega Missile during this escape sequence, so it's pretty easy. I also don't have to actually escape, I can just stop as soon as the screen starts fading out. Which happens as soon as you destroy that last set of debris at the end. As soon as you start destroying part of it, the game just assumes you're going to blast through all of it, whether you decide to or not. Anyway, we're at the final boss. This run is about 90 minutes long, so this fight takes a while. 90 minutes real time, that is. That's annoying. It's not a big deal, though. I'm supposed to be counting, by the way, and I just kind of stopped. Alright, he's random now. He was scripted up until then. Which makes getting hit even more embarrassing. Alright, this phase is on a timer, but it will get reduced if we shoot the shield. Let me get over you again. Ah! Tried to jump over one shot and jump right into the other. Whatever, no pressure for final boss PV. I'll fire sooner if I approach him there. He normally spends longer charging. Now we have the shield. It's not quite as durable as his, though. Nah. This is exactly what you want to avoid, because that's a long animation. Sends you flying and breaks your shield. Oh nice, the shield came back just in time to block that shot. You get a shield refill when these phases start. You can only hit one of these triple shots at a time, by the way. No need to get uncomfortably close to try to hit more. What are you doing? Wow. Outplayed. Okay, it's not over yet, but this next phase has very little randomness. There's one attack that he can give me good or bad luck on. If I get bad luck, he gets one extra move, that's it. Otherwise, this is pretty easy. For me, at least. It's a nice breather to end a stressful run. I mean, it's not really stressful when I do a commentary though, because I don't care how my performance is. I care a little bit, but not much. I know I'll do fine. Okay, give me good luck. I can only punish the second slash, and I can't destroy cannon until after a scripted point. This is true of all the phases. Decides to use 4 cannons this time. Right, we could break one right after this. 2 swings. I don't know why I ran the other way. That was an unnecessary risk. Nice. Nice. Okay, since I got all that damage in, I can skip a slash attack now. Right here. We have a scripted rainbow combo here. Nice. So that's the run. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with commentary runs at this point. I don't know if I want to do one tomorrow or not. I feel like I've done enough. I was planning one more, but I really don't think there's anything to gain from doing more of them. So I might just do normal runs for the rest of the week to try to get back in shape to actually beat my time. On top of that, I do have to see about making a tutorial. I could make set aside tomorrow for that. Tomorrow's streaming time anyway. I'm not gonna watch the credits. I'm just thinking aloud.